like I said, you know what I mean, I'm not doing this video just to get back at somebody, you know what I'm saying, or nothing like that. I don't need to do that, you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean, I got my life together, I'm not homeless no more, and you know what I'm saying, I came out with, I mean, I got my own DVD out, stuff like that, you know, I got stuff being sold on eBay, you know what I'm saying, so, I mean, I ain't got nothing to lose, you know what I mean. A lot of the people that's in them shelters, they keep their mouth shut because they scared that they won't be able to come back in the shelter and eat anything or have a place to go to when it gets cold. Me, I ain't got that to worry about because right now I'm in my own house doing this video with my own Sony camera and sending it through my own computer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I got married and everything. My wife is upstairs, you know what I mean? So, I'm going to tell y'all about my problem and how did I ended up in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? So I have to give you a little bit of history. I'm going to tell you how I ended up in Maryland. You know, in 2006, you know what I'm saying, I was really starting to look bad off of drugs and alcohol. You know what I'm saying? And I was still doing my pots and pans thing because, you know, I would go to Philly. I'm from Camden, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? And I used to catch the Paco line to Philly and do my shows over there and then come back home to Camden, New Jersey, and you know, do my drugs, get high, do whatever I was doing. But you know, I was really starting to look bad, and I didn't want my you know what I mean, and my family and friends were starting to notice it. So what I did was I went somewhere else. I started doing traveling, you know, because I mean, before I went to Maryland, I was always traveling in New York area, you know what I mean, and I also was in Delaware a lot playing, but you know, I had a lot of friends there that noticed, you know what I mean, I was starting, like I was getting, you know, like they could tell I was getting high, you know what I mean. But so I went over to Maryland. I had some friends up there that know me, but not as many people knew me, like, you know what I mean, in those other areas. Making a long story short, you know what I mean, I went over there 2006 up in the Maryland area, and I was moving around in DC and I was moving around in Virginia because they're all in that metro area. That's where the metro runs. And I would sometimes catch the transfer from the red line to the yellow line and go to Huntington, Virginia to get a motel and stuff like that. I was, you know, doing my drumming thing. Then after running around 2008, you know what I mean, one day I just woke up in my motel room in Virginia. I just woke up and said, you know what, my life, you know what I mean, this is not doing me any good. These drugs, it's destroying my life. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm done. I mean, it sounds crazy, but you know, yes, I was done. I gave up everything, cold turkey, cigarettes. I gave up the cocaine. I gave up the alcohol. I even became a vegan, vegetarian. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't eat no fish. I don't eat no chicken, no beef. I'm straight vegan. You know what I mean? And I cleaned up for like 5. At this time, I was clean for like 4 or 5 months. I had opened up a bank account and I was saving money, you know what I'm saying, and I was staying in a motel. My hustle game was like kind of strong. It was out there, you know what I mean, they really like drum. They like drumming on pots and pans and stuff like that. I mean, so it is an amazing show. If you haven't seen me did it, if you haven't seen me done it, you know what I mean, you look in the profile, you know what I mean, you see the homemade drum kit, the lesson with Z-Man Pots and Pans, or you'll see me on D-Train comedy show when I did it. You know what I mean? But I got clean, and I wanted to further continue my rehabilitation. So I went to the Shepherd's Table. I already knew about it before, but I wasn't, you know, trying to go. I was just going there one time and get something to eat, and that was that. But I went to the Shepherd's Table and got an intake. Went to the intake, and the counselor that did intake on me, his name was Ray. You know what I'm saying? And I told him my situation. I said, look, man, you know, I've been 4 or 5 months clean. I want to continue my rehabilitation. I don't want to be homeless no more, man. You know what I mean? I'm done with the drug life. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you know what I mean? I want to get a decent job, and you know, along with my hustle I do on the side with the pots and pans, and you know what I'm saying? I said I want to go and I want to seek some counseling, you know, and talk with a psychiatrist or something like that. You know what I mean? To help me, because you know, when you coming off them drugs, you still need to talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? When you feeling fucked up, you still need to talk to somebody. I mean, even though you clean, but mentally you gotta still gotta come right back. You know what I mean? Into the real world. You know what I mean? Your mind you still some more waking up to do. He act like he didn't hear anything I said when I told him this. He turns around, you know, because he told me to step out of his office for a minute. And then I stepped out of his office for a minute. I guess he was running the paperwork, faxing it to wherever it needed to go. You know what I mean? All my information, wherever. And then he comes back into the his office, and then bangs on his glass, told me to come on in there. So I come in there, you know what I mean, like I mind you know what I mean, I told him everything, that I cleaned my life up, you know what I mean, I got a bank account and everything. And he turns around and says this, he shuts the blinds and everything, he turns around and say this to me. He says, Mr. Broadwater, do you suffer from any schizophrenia or anything like that? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He asked me all kinds of like crazy questions. Of crazy symptoms and shit, and I said, nah, man, I don't have those kind of symptoms or anything. He said, oh, okay. Well, check it out, right? You know that the government has this program, whereas though, you know what I mean, he's testing medicine, you know, he's testing these medicines out and stuff like that, and you know what I mean, you can sign a contract, you know what I mean, and they give a good check. You know what I mean? If you just, you know what I mean, you take the medicine, you let them tell them how it makes you feel and stuff like that. And I said, I just looked at him like he was crazy. Then he said to me, he said, yeah, man, if you sign, they pay good checks and all this and that. And I was like, man, hold on, man. I just told you, man, I just came off some drugs, man. I just turned my life around. I just came off of drugs. What are you trying to put me back on some drugs for, man? I mean, that don't make no sense. I said, what are you trying to do? And he was like, man, look, it's up to you, man, but you know what I mean, it's a good check. Trust me, it is a good check. And I looked at him, I said, if the check's so good, why are you working here? Why don't you just sign a contract with the government and you take the medication? If it's such a good check. He said, man, well, look, man, it's an offer, man. It's up to you, man. You know what I mean? You don't have to do it if you don't want to. I said, hell no. You know what I mean? And I was kind of pissed that he even came at me like that, because here it is. You know what I mean? I told the man that you know what I mean, I got my life together. You know what I'm saying? I'm 4 or 5 months clean. He's trying to fuck me up with some other shit. And this is a black man doing this, man. He working for them fucking crackers, them blue-eyed devils. You know what I'm saying? You know, trying to fuck us, trying to fuck up black people. You know what I mean? And you know, I was kind of pissed about it, but I didn't, you know, like I was like, nah, man, I'm not interested in that, homie. And I was just coming there, you know, to stay there at night, so I wouldn't just pay for no motel. I was letting my bank account stack. You know what I mean? And you know, one day, you know what I mean, I was always doing stuff like praying in my corner. I was doing a lot of stuff that the homeless people in there would do. That's why they knew I was different from them anyway, because they started seeing me in the newspaper. You know what I mean? And once I cleaned up, they really started seeing me in the newspaper for doing shows at the mall down there in Silver Spring. I was doing shows. I was in all the newspaper bins, and in DC and in Virginia. I was in the free newspaper about the man. They called me Z-Man Pots and Pans. You know what I'm saying? So hold on. My time is almost out. So I'm gonna make another one. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make another video. Hold on. I'm gonna be over trying to make